Hey there folks, my name is Peter, and on today's video we're talking boat toolkits. So a lot of the stuff that you see in front of me, orange box, toolbox, and some stuff back here came off the boat today as I put it in the water. I mentioned in a previous video that I got that free Milwaukee pen light from ohiopowertool.com for buying some Packout stuff. This is that Packout stuff. So this is the compact toolbox. And then I also got their Packout first aid kit. My idea with this at the time of purchase was exactly this. I wanted a smaller toolbox that I could consolidate into and then leave it on the boat. Obviously, because it's Packout, all of this stuff clips together. The problem is where I want to store it doesn't actually fit being stacked like this, so I will have to go side by side, but everything does fit in totality. So on today's video, we're going to transfer everything from all these disparate toolkits into hopefully these two things. Of course, the first aid one I shouldn't have to do anything with because it's already chock full of stuff, but I will open it up, see what first aid stuff might make more sense in there as we consolidate, and then go from there. Now, this isn't meant to be like an exhaustive toolkit video for your boat. Everybody's boat is different. The water on which people boat is different. My case, I'm generally small rivers, small lakes, and so I'm not looking to put together a toolkit that can solve every problem. One, because chances are I don't know how to solve every problem on a boat. In fact, I know I don't. And two, if you find yourself in a lot of trouble on a boat, in general, the most valuable thing in here is my boat US tow card, right? But what I do have is, for example, if I run over something and the prop breaks, I always have an extra prop on board and I have all the tools that I need to swap it out on the fly, right? My goal is just to get myself home and then we can go from there. So this isn't gonna be exhaustive. I'm not a marine technician. This is just enough to get me home and keep us comfortable while we're out on the water. So first things first, let's look into this compact toolkit. Now it does come with this separator on top. Looks like I just lost a little bit of Milwaukee marketing packaging, so I'll set this aside. And then it also comes with an assorted array of dividers for inside. Right now, what I have in here is just all of the various paperwork associated with the boat. So my goal is to have, title registration and then any manuals that might be helpful to me. This is already in a waterproof bag. I should go through this because I haven't looked at it in a little while, knock on wood. But in general, this is what that is. So in terms of tools that we're gonna keep on board, pretty much everything we need is in this existing toolkit. And again, this is really just for replacing the prop. First thing is a little bit of marine grease, because if you're changing the prop, you wanna re-grease it. I'm generally a freshwater boater. This is more valuable, I think, in saltwater, but I don't think it can hurt to have it. These are all just various connection pieces for the prop. The first time I broke my prop, which was actually the first time I ever brought the boat in the water, I had to buy all sorts of replacement stuff, and oops. This bolt goes on the very end. This goes underneath it like this. And then you fold these tabs into place. I bought like 5 of these just so I have them, and pretty much all of them will make their way in here. So additional prop pieces, right? When you take off your existing prop, I think it's called a spindle, but I'm sure there's a marine tech that's watching this that can help me with the proper naming. But you basically put this sleeve over it, you put your prop on, and then this goes in there like that. Now, if you don't follow those order of operations, right, and you just put this whole thing in there and then you put the prop over top of it, guess what's gonna happen? That prop's gonna spin right off and sink to the bottom of your river, your lake, what have you. Ask me how I know. So in terms of getting the actual propeller off, I've got a 3/4 inch Craftsman wrench and a 1 3/16 socket. Again, this is all I need to get the prop on and off. I don't want to carry anything more than this. Goal is just to get myself home, and then if we have to take it to a marina or do some work on it once we're safely ashore, no problem. But this goes in here, and then I just have a few other assorted pieces for the boat. So this is called a cavitation ring. This is probably not something you're going to replace out on the water, but this basically goes all the way down, and then the propeller sits on top of it, and it's supposed to prevent cavitation. One summer, the boat was cavitating pretty badly, and they said that this was the root cause, that I didn't have a cavitation ring. This thing was like 50 cents, and I was like, oh, can I have an extra one? And they said, sure. So that's why we have this, and then an extra fuel filter. I have replaced these with the boat on the water. It's pretty easy. and they're pretty cheap, so I keep one in here. And then finally, in terms of additional tools I'm gonna take with me on the water, I've got a flathead screwdriver and then a stubby flathead. I've got a number 2 Phillips and the same stubby. And then I've got 2 adjustable wrenches. And I'm also gonna throw a Leatherman multi-tool in this kit, because why not? So all of the tools and parts for the propeller fit nicely into the Packout container, which again, will just go on the top. And then underneath is where we'll put everything that's in this orange box currently. And that's less for repairs and more just to keep us comfortable and prepared. So in this orange kit, I have Boat Buddies cleaning wipes. I think I saw these on TikTok once before. I don't even know if they still make them, but they always worked well for me. Boat Buddies, if you're still making these, give me a call. But these are gonna go in there. They're really nice for wiping down the seats and probably cleaning anything else that you need. I have an extra kill switch set. Admittedly, I'm not as good about attaching the kill switch to myself as I should be, but in the event that it were to break off, I should have one in here that I can replace it with. Got an array of zip ties. You can never go wrong with zip ties. I have a couple, so these are called 8-ball bungees. What these are nice for is if we have like inflatables and stuff like that I need to attach to the back of the boat. These are really nice because, you know, you could just sort of feed it through. You have your connection point, then you pull it tight. So I always like to have some of these on board, and then I have some other bungees that I'll also throw in there. Again, in terms of recreation, you can never go wrong playing rummy or King's Cup or whatever you prefer on the boat. So we've got 3 decks of cards to keep us entertained while we're underway. I've got a safety whistle. I also have another safety whistle on the keys to the boat. This one will be less accessible, but I always have a backup. All right, so I got everything that I showed you, plus a few things I didn't show you, like emergency ponchos, aloe vera, stuff like that, all loaded in to the bottom of our Milwaukee compact toolkit. And now we are going to switch over to first aid. When I bought the boat, it had a little first aid kit on it. A lot of the stuff is pretty old. This Milwaukee first aid kit is brand new. All I'm really going to do is consolidate this into that with the stuff that I think is worth keeping. Then we'll put this on the boat and we'll be done for the day. So we have everything put away underneath the helm here. You could see the first aid kit would fit on top of our Packout, but then you can't get it back out very easily and you can't actually put it on until it's in there. So I'm fine to leave it just the way it is. Got a lot of good gear on board. Hopefully we never need the overwhelming majority of it, but if we do, hopefully we'll be prepared. That's all for today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.